Guys, I'm back. I have put my dishes away and I have gotten myself all set up for this mammoth task that I will be doing by myself. So it's going to take me a few hours to get this done. So I know I have a different shirt on. It is the same day. I looked at myself and I went, oh, you're just a little bit dirty from being in the garden. So make sure, guys, if you have freshly pulled your produce out of the garden, that you go and either have a shower if you need one, go and get cleaned up, change your clothes, give your arms a really good scrub and get yourself just cleaned up so that you don't have any dirt or bugs sitting on you as well. So I've changed my shirt, I've got my little apron on here, and I am now ready to get this happening. I'm going to show you how I've got my station set up and what I'll be doing in each one, and then you guys just basically need to figure out how it's going to work in your kitchen, decide which way you want to preserve your food, whether you want to do it in as in a pot of water and blanch it that way, whether you want to steam them off like I'm going to be doing, or whether you just want to put them straight into a bag without doing anything to them. And yes, it is perfectly safe to do that as long as they're clean. They just may not last as long as something if it's been blanched off, and it will take more space in your freezer. You can also dehydrate these as well, but I still have a lot of greens dehydrated from last year. We don't use a lot of it, so this lot of silver beet is going in the freezer. So I'm just going to show you now each of my different stations around my kitchen. So the first station is the wash station, where I'm going to make sure that I wash down all the vegetables properly and make sure that all the snails and everything else that shouldn't be there has now been removed. From there I'm going to give them a good drain. I'm going to walk over to the next station, which is my cutting station. I am going to trim off all the ends. They have all possibly could have spots where dirt is stuck in them and I can't get it out. I'm going to check each leaf again as I'm going through the pile and making sure there's still no more dirt or debris of any sort on them. And then I'm going to pop them into the colander and take them back over for a third sing once I have filled the colander up, just to make sure that if there is any more dirt still in there, that I can get it all washed and clean and nice and ready to go into the pot for steam. Some of the stems were a little bit thicker, so I've sliced them down in the middle just to make them that little bit thinner. If you want to remove the stems out of your silver beet, go ahead. I think that you don't really need to remove them. So now I'm just giving it another quick rinse through to make sure that there's no more dirt. And back across the kitchen again to where my pot is on the stove heating up with about half a cup of water. Now the process took a little bit longer to steam than I was anticipating. I ended up taking me about 3 minutes, or I just kept checking it and stirring it until they got to about what I wanted them to be in the way of being wilted. So once I was happy with the amount of wilting that they had achieved, I just removed them straight out of the pot, and then I just sat them to the side after giving them another good strain to let them cool down. Once they were cooled down, I used some little lock seal bags, and again I underestimated how much would go into the snack size bags, so I ended up having to get a lunch bag size to hold the amount of silver beet that I wanted in the bags. And that was how the whole process ran. It took me quite some time to get all of the silver beet done. It was a mammoth task. Forgot to mention as well, if you don't have time to harvest and preserve them in one day. It is fine to harvest one day and then preserve the next day. I would, if I was doing it myself, I would have them sitting in a bucket of cold water, which will help keep them fresh, and it'll also keep their fluids up as well, so they won't go all wilty and dry. So if that's what you need to do, guys, go ahead and do it. I have the bonus that my family is away this weekend, so I can get this done for you guys in one day. I'm just going to show you one quick thing that I've been doing with the silver beet. I didn't mention this earlier in the video. Squeezing the extra water out of the silver beet or spinach or whatever it is that you're blanching. I have discovered a really easy way to actually do it, especially if you are using the little lock seal bags like I have been doing. So these are the lunch size ones. I thought that 400 grams would fit in the snack size ones. They didn't. So this is a 400 gram one. The snack size ones are about 250. So I've done some smaller ones for littler meals and some bigger ones for some bigger meals. So what I've been doing with these lock seal bags, so this is the silver beet. You can see in here there's still quite a bit of juice. I haven't squeezed it out before putting it into the bag. So zip them till they're almost closed, got a little bit of gap at the end, and squeeze. It is so much easier than trying to squeeze handfuls out at a time, because not only are you squeezing the extra liquid out, you're squeezing out all of the air at the same time. So you are getting two things done in one go. And that is a bag of silver beet. Just going to flatten them out. Then they'll go onto this tray that I will then pop into the freezer. And they will freeze in there overnight. And tomorrow I will sort them out and put them into a bigger lock seal bag to hold them all together. Guys, I have well and truly had enough today. I just thought I would let you know that I may have underestimated the length of time it was going to take me to do that spinach. So it turned out that there was 4 of these 27-litre bins. This is the last one to be done. This one hasn't been washed properly, so I'm going to suggest that I'm going to have snails crawling all over my bench in the morning. But I'll deal with that in the morning. This is my scrap bucket. That will be going down to either the compost or down to the chickens. I have given everything a quick clean off, and after 4 hours of continuously washing, chopping and cooking, I have this is about 1 kilo for each pile. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and this bag, and there's still some in here cooling, so it's about, so I have about 4.5 kilos of silver beet that I've now processed. I think that that's going to be plenty for us for the next 6-12 months to go into the freezer. So we do eat it, we just don't eat huge amounts of it, but this will be enough for us, definitely. So I would estimate that they would have at least probably another 2 kilos in that tub to get done tomorrow, because my feet have had enough. So I am going to go and find something else to do that doesn't involve standing as soon as this other silver beet has cooled down and I've put it in the bag. So morning guys, day 2 here. I just thought I'd give you a quick look at how that spinach silver beet sat overnight, so that you know that it's fine to leave it sitting. So I didn't end up putting this in water. This bucket was just too big to fill here in my kitchen. So I had just let it was wet. I pulled it out of the water. As you can see, it looks just like it did yesterday when I brought it in out of the garden. I really hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video today. Check out your links that'll pop up around here. Mr. Subscribe button will jump up as well. Let me know in the comments what other type of videos you would like me to do, and as the harvest season comes up, what kind of things that you'll be planning in, and what other types of videos you'd like to help you guys on your journey to an awesome crop of vegetables this year. All right, from Little Patch here, good hair day, bad hair day. Today's bad hair day. I'm going out in the garden when I get this finished, so I'll see you on the next vid.